Kemi Badenoch, Darren Jones has said there's no case to answer on Keir Starmer misleading the House of Commons. Do you want to see the Prime Minister referred to the Privileges Committee, and should Labour MPs defy any whip and vote in favour?
So the Prime Minister has misled Parliament multiple times. When he said the full due process had been followed on a national security issue, it clearly had not. We've seen the evidence. And also when he said he did not put pressure whatsoever on civil servants to push the Peter Mandelson appointment through, despite knowing the security risks. There is still a lot of information that doesn't add up. And what I'm seeing is a Prime Minister who is saying whatever it is he needs to say to save his own skin. I think it is important that this is looked at. Parliament is the right place to hold Keir Starmer to account, and Labour MPs need to look into their consciences and know that what they're doing should be what is right for the country, not just what's right for the Labour Party.
But given the challenges that the country currently faces, do you believe that this is a good use of Parliament's time and resources?
There are only a handful of people on the committee. It doesn't use the time of most MPs or even the Prime Minister or anyone in the government. It is something that can happen on the side while we continue looking at the key issues that matter to people at home, like defence. That's what I'm doing right now. The government should, for example, have published a defence investment plan. Instead, what are they doing today? They're publishing a bill that's going to hound veterans for serving their country. Right now, irrespective of this scandal, Labour are not doing their job. It's my job as leader of the opposition to make them do the right thing.
And on the King's visit to the United States, do you think he should be saying something to President Trump about the Falkland Islands? What should King Charles be saying to the President?
The King is our head of state. He is going to the US for the 250th anniversary of American independence. This is an anniversary of historic significance. But we all know that His Majesty is above politics. The person who should be fighting for the Falkland Islands is the Prime Minister. The Falkland Islands are British, and I expect the government to be doing everything they can to make that clear to the US.
Now, in your view, why are Downing Street officials being drawn into a police investigation of Morgan McSweeney's phone? And what does that say about how this whole scandal has been handled?
What we are seeing with the scandal over the appointment of Peter Mandelson is that this is a government that covers up the truth about what's going on. We have not seen the full release of the documents related to this appointment. Every time there is a release, we see things that contradicts previous statements that the Prime Minister has said. That is how I have evidence that he misled Parliament when he said full due process had been followed. We can see that there was a national security risk that was already flagged to the PM. He chose to ignore it. So I'm not surprised that the police are now asking questions of Downing Street. What we want is for the government to come clean and publish all of the documents, something they should have done months ago and still have failed to do.
On Northern Ireland, you've said there's problems with the Troubles Bill, but Labour have previously said they will table a number of what they call substantial amendments to provide safeguards to British troops. We're now hearing that the government could renege on those promises. What's your response to that?
Labour have spent 18 months preparing legislation to hound veterans, many of them very elderly, simply for serving their country. I think that this is wrong. We want them to end this legislation. It's the reason why I'm here at a defence company meeting veterans. I'm going to be meeting more later today because this matters to us. We need to show whose side we're on. And quite frankly, I and the Conservative Party are on the side of people who fought for this country and put their lives at risk to keep us all safe. I think it is astonishing, especially at a time when there is a war on, that the government thinks the most important thing is not to publish a defence plan or show how it's going to get the money for defence. The most important thing for them is to put our veterans on the dock. Whether it is Keir Starmer or the Attorney General Richard Hermer, these men are people who are more interested in putting our soldiers in the firing line of lawfare than in making sure that the country is protected. They should show us that they've got the money for defence spending and stop this nonsense bill.
Now, over the weekend, there was a shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner that President Trump attended. What's your response to that?
I think the scenes were very worrying, and the more that we learn about the attacker, the more I worry that the increased polarization we're seeing in society means that certain people are becoming radicalized by what they read online. They don't know how to disagree with political opponents anymore. They think anyone who disagrees with them needs to be killed. This is something that does need to be tackled across the whole world.
And finally, we are in Essex today. We are at the Leonardo factory. The big question is defence spending. If your party is elected in 2029, what will you do to increase defence spending? How much will that be? And when in that parliament would you hit that target by?
So I've said that we need to get to 3% of 3% of GDP on defence spending by the end of this Parliament. So I've said that we are going to reinstate the two-child benefit cap. That's £3.5 billion that Labour has spent on more benefits. That needs to go to getting more reservists and more regulars. So that money we would use to get about 20,000 more troops, 6,000 regulars, 14,000 reservists. We also have a plan for a sovereign defence fund, which is changing a lot of the projects that Ed Miliband has started on net zero that are actually making our country poorer, using them to fund research. Hi everybody. Morning. Morning. Hey James. You, hi Richard.
Good to see you.
Thank you for organising and making this happen, by the way. And thank you for updating me. Follow up. Nice to meet you. Claire. All right. Okay. So,
Brilliant. I think we should go upstairs.
all right.
Thank you.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
Kemi, this is Mark.
Nice to meet you.
Kemi. How are you?
I'm very well. Very well.
Very good.
So, what do we have?
Protection line of business. Been with the company for 25 years. Coming up in September. Started here as a mechanical technician apprentice. I now run about 50% of the site in relation to our production output. What we're going to be taking you through Floyd systems that are protecting some of our overseas bases at the moment. And what we're going to hopefully get you to do, if you're okay with it, is to do a little bit of playing with the system with our counter-UAS command and control capability called HIAS, which pulls all the information together, data fusion, and then also command and control, hopefully get you tracking some threats and not pressing the big D button, because that would be bad, but at least simulating pressing the D button.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to hand over
D
to
being
Mark.
detonates.
Defeat. Defeat. Sometimes detonate. I'm handing you over to Market Point together overseas. Effectively, what we're providing is the long-range eyes to allow rapid sentry to know where to look at.
That has been deployed to Ukraine as well,
Not in Ukraine. That's over in 3 Middle Eastern countries.
Definitely set up a system that has your stuff on it.
There are
Works, and we'll talk about some of the engagement ranges, etc.
All right.
Hello. So traditionally our system would require 3 users or 2 users at a minimum. So lots of recent investment after recent operations have been down to taking the operational manpower to half target. But
There's quite a lot of this guy.
Yeah, quite a lot of this guy.
Be careful.
You can also zoom if you press the back lever,
Okay.
and Y and A will zoom in and out. So if you hold the lever down, yeah. Can I show you? So,
Sure.
like that. So hold the button and press the lever and it will change and you can see 2 different tracks.
Specifically because it was defence or a coincidence, did you look to work with a company whose products you were familiar with? Had you used? Well, I suppose it may not necessarily have been Leonardo when you were seeing the equipment, it might have been GDC or something else.
It was Leonardo, so the equipment you saw next door, that was the equipment I used, so I was familiar with it. And sort of Leonardo were happy to get me on board to sort of carry on supporting the guys.
What do you do now?
So I'm a field service engineer, so I often deploy with the RAF.
Hello. Were you guys hiding?
Trying to. So
Harvey, lovely to meet you.
Hi, Harvey.
hi, I'm Sky. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
George, lovely to meet you.
Hello, George.
Jake, nice to meet you.
Hi, Jake.
Jacob.
Jacob, nice to meet you.
So we have over 85 early careers in our Adway business.
Very good. So I did an apprenticeship, a 1-year apprenticeship before university, in a scheme called Year in Industry, and GC Marconi, which this was one of the companies that offered spaces. So I have a few friends who worked actually here and in Chelmsford. So you will go on to do very good things, don't worry. This is a really, really great opportunity. And one of the things that I'm trying to do is talk more about apprenticeships as being the best route for many people, often because you don't end up with loads of debt.
The apprentices.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm a material control apprentice.
Hello.
So Chloe, a great opportunity for you to meet Chloe. Chloe's a great example of the talent we have here in Basel, and Chloe actually recently won the Apprentice of the Year award for us to take on this year. So,
How many apprentices do you have in the hall? Or certainly on this side?
Coming up on us. Unfortunately, I think coming between apprentices.
Appointment of Peter Mandelson. And it's really important because what we saw was a security risk being flagged, and the Prime Minister put pressure on people to appoint documents which were requested about 2 months ago. Even the members of the Security and Intelligence Committee are saying they're not seeing things they should be seeing. We need to make sure that we can force the Prime Minister to release the information, and he is held